All right, all right. What is good? What is good? What is good, ladies and gentlemen? Of course, you know who I be. Good Doc, Dr. Mike TV. Back again, once again. You already know what it is, baby. Instant classic in the making. If this is your first time to the Dr. Mike TV experience, please feel free to subscribe. Please feel free to notify. Do all the good things to make yourself well versed in the Good Doc's content. All my good stuff shall be listed in the link in the description area below. Official time check, ladies and gentlemen, 8:34 in the p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which makes it about 7:34 Central, which makes it about 5:34 for all my brethren repping the West Coast, and of course, 8:34 in the a.m. Philippine Standard Time. Wherever you guys are reporting in the world today, maraming salamat sa lahat, and thank you guys for joining the Good Doc. Ladies and gentlemen, this is an open forum tonight, man. I really didn't have anything planned. I just wanted to come through politic with my people because I haven't talked to y'all in a minute. Y'all might have thought the Good Doc forgot about his people. Nah, just been busy actually doing summer school, y'all. I signed up to do summer school. It's a 3-week program for my people here in the great state of North Kakalaki. So I do 4 days a week, and usually I get off on Fridays and I get the weekend. So that's why the Good Doc hasn't been dropping too many projects or too many videos lately. But again, just to let you know, I haven't forgot about my kinfolk and my skinfolk, but it's good to see you guys in the building. It's always good to have you here. Any comments, questions, concerns, anything that you want to talk about, let's go ahead and rock it out. All right, so shout out to my man JX. What's up with you, brother? Appreciate you coming through. Monica, what's up with you? My brother Charles, what's good with you, man? I hope Virginia Beach is treating you well, my brother. I hope it is treating you well. It's been a minute. We should link up for sure. Doc's going to have some time, hopefully in the next couple of weeks, to just wind down before the grind starts up again. But as of now, got time on my hands, so I'm definitely here to answer questions, have a little Q&A, have a little fun. And in the background, I don't know if you guys can hear it, UFC Las Vegas is on, so I'm watching some UFC in the background with the wife. The wife says hello for all of y'all who are asking. Monica, what? You asked me, what do I know about the S-Pass? I'm from the U.S., but didn't know there is an S-Pass required as well to enter El Nido. You know what? That might be something that's newly implemented. Being a foreigner on the outside looking in at this particular moment, I am not familiar with the S-Pass. Does anybody else know about the S-Pass? Because I've never heard of it. I'm not playing with you. It's something new to me. So I'm asking you guys, have you heard of it? Because it's not something I'm familiar with. But if you guys know, hey, let me know. And let Monica know as well, so that we can talk about what this S-Pass thing is all about. All right. Shout out to my man. What's good with you, brother? My man says, I met a lot of Americans over in Cebu who built restaurants and resorts. You know, I had to get their contact information. You know what? I was watching this new show on TV the other day, man. I was watching this new show on TV the other day. It's called The Bear. It was on FX. And that's the one thing that turned me off about even wanting to open a restaurant and a resort, man. That's 24 hours, 7 days a week. There's no time off. If you really want to open a business in the Philippines, I encourage it because, A, you do what you want to. But damn, man, when I think about coming to the Philippines, I think about vacation. I think about relaxing, man. But, you know, running a business like a resort or any type of restaurant, man, that shit seems like it's too much. It's 24/7. Like there's no time for you to really get to enjoy your time there. So anybody who commits to doing that, big salute to y'all. Because I know for a fact Doc ain't the one. I am not the one. He says, is your long-term goal for you and the me want to get back to the Philippines? Absolutely. Absolutely. I think we eventually want to travel around, of course, like any couple would, see other places, but likely setting up home base in the Philippines is ideal. That's pretty much what is ideal for the both of us. All right. My man says drive-in movies in Raleigh. I said I should have sent you the schedule. Bro, I didn't even know nothing about no drive-in movies. Shit, we was just in Raleigh last couple weekends. So the downtown Raleigh area is popping, y'all. I don't know if y'all know, but downtown Raleigh be getting it. I ain't gonna cap. I like the area there a lot more than my little small town city, but it's Gucci though. You know what I'm saying? It's Gucci. I'm not crying. I ain't complaining, y'all. All right, 11 in the building, man. Appreciate all 11 of y'all coming through, showing love to the good doc. If you haven't already dropped your like, please feel free to do so. But you know, hey, if you guys want to support in the capacity, please feel free to do so as well. But I'm happy and blessed y'all come through, spend a little bit of time with the boy today. Now you and then, yes, that S Pass love. I have no idea what the hell the S Pass is. I mean, if it's something that you saw specifically for El Nido, that might be something that Boracay is implementing as well. If you give me a second, I can do a quick. Give me a second, y'all. I can't see y'all, and I'll get to y'all in a minute. I'm just typing in what is the S Pass just to see what comes up. S Pass in the Philippines. Let me see what comes up. The S Pass meaning safe, swift, and smart passage. It is a travel management system developed by the Department of the Science and Technology Region 6 to facilitate local travel to view the varying levels of restrictions imposed by local governments in coping with the crisis. And this was only as early as February 11th. Hold on, guys. Let me share my screen with you real quick so y'all see what I'm reading. My bad. Give me a second. Share this bitch with y'all real quick. It seems like, yeah, it's like a QR code thing, type of thing. Give me a second, y'all. I'm going to share my screen so y'all can see what I see. All right, I'm sharing. All right, so this is just on the home Google page, y'all. Right? If you read this with me, the same shit that I'm reading right here is what this particular S Pass thing is talking about. Let me zoom in just a little bit so y'all can read it with me. Like I said, it says it's the safe, swift, and smart passage, travel management documentation. And I guess it's kind of like how they do QR codes, the same shit they've been doing in the Philippines. So I don't see it being anything that's different than what we talked about previously with QR codes. And, you know, when you're going from different places and stuff, like shout out to my man's who was talking to me about this earlier, man. Please don't get on me for forgetting your name, brother. But he was talking about going from, you know, the Manila area to the Mindanao region and needing QR codes and passes to get by. So I kind of feel like it's the exact same thing. Same thing. Used to domestic travel during the COVID pandemic in the Philippines when varying levels of travel restriction was imposed in local government units. So every area, if you guys remember, during the pandemic, every area had different levels of travel restrictions. So I assume maybe those come into a place like you mentioned El Nido or something to that fact, traveling to a more secluded place like that to an extent probably had a higher travel restriction. Maybe it was a little bit harder to get into those places. So that was the need for the S Pass. Traveling to the Philippines. I am only, you know, making some assumptions. It could be a little bit deeper than that, but again, guys, just type in S Pass and it'll bring up all the shit that you need, a guide on how to register for it and things like that one. Again, like I said, things are changing, man, and to me, honestly, I can't really see a lot of things being the same anymore. Like travel and stuff like that. I'm only assuming that we're going to have to deal with this for the long term. All right. Oh, so it's old and it's not needed. It was interesting because it did say that was as early as February of 2022. Now, again, as you guys remember, if you were a part of it, you know, when we were kind of chronologically organizing, you know, when the Philippines was going to open up, the Philippines was set to open up sometime in February. So I assume that was something that was implemented during the time when the country was officially opening up. So it might be something that's not necessary anymore. And I'm going to take your word for it because it doesn't seem like something I've heard anybody else ask me about or something that people are still harping on or making it out like it's something that we need. Is that Rain Love? No, that's the AC. Sorry. No need for the S Pass. Also takes about 1 minute to complete the S Pass if you are concerned about it. So it's nothing that takes too much time. All right. My man Philly, what do you think of the recent crypto market? It took a steep dive. I still continue to invest in the crypto market, guys, but I'm really stock market and crypto. At this point, I'm really at the position where I just want to hold because I keep buying the dips, y'all. I ain't go cap. Bitcoin bought the dip down in the 20K range. You know, so I did keep buying and shit. And I'm just kind of like, yo, I need to chill for a minute. So right now I'm just holding. right? I did buy the dips on all that shit. Again, I played it smart. At least I hope I did. Maybe a couple coins here and there, nothing crazy, right? I never really went ham shit crazy, right? Maybe I buy a coin or two of Sol or LTC, Litecoin, Bitcoin, a couple $100 here and there. And as it dipped, I'd buy a couple $100 more, shit like that. That's kind of how I played it. Not saying that was the best way to do it because I don't know how the bounce back is going to be. But when you know that Bitcoin has been as high as 40K and shit like that, I don't really see the market staying down very long. And I really do believe wholeheartedly, y'all, when they say millionaires are made during recessions and shit, I believe that. And, I wish to be a millionaire, y'all. Don't get it twisted. I wish to be a millionaire, but if I can get my piece of that on the way back up, oh, please believe I'll be just as happy, man. It doesn't have to be a million. Don't have to be $1 million or anything like that. I'll be happy with anything on the come up. So, yeah, I am playing the dip. I'm committed to it. I'm not buying a lot, just enough to feel satisfied with holding a position. That's my thing. I just need a position in a couple of different coins that I feel satisfactorily that it's going to rise up again, and I'll be Gucci. SML, what's up with you, bro? My man said he's going to the Philippines next. I figured you would go back to Thailand, man. I figured you'd be back in Thailand already, bro. All right. My man says, speaking on finances, I always recommend having a major credit card when traveling, at least $20,000. Are you saying $20,000 available? Damn, a lot of money. But I do agree, man. You have to have some access to some cash, right? And, recently just put out a video. You guys, hopefully you saw it. If you didn't, y'all can catch it after this video. After this live show. But we were talking about it. Monica, appreciate the $5 super chat. Thank you very much. I just want to make sure I let that go before I get back to what I was doing. But I'm not sure how much money. If you say 20,000, and I assume you're talking about USD, because 20,000 pesos is nothing more than a quick little $400, right? But yeah, man, I do believe that you do have to have access to cash, 100%. How much of it is completely dependent upon you. If you are a frequent traveler, somebody who stays abroad for long periods of time, yeah, you're going to need to have some access to available cash on credit or whatever it may be, right? Like I said, guys, I told you guys, I use World Remit, right? That's me. I use World Remit. Now, the beautiful thing about World Remit is I do have bank accounts in the Philippines. I do maintain 2 bank accounts in the Philippines. I was blessed enough to have those when I was, back in my younger years and shit, when I first got there. So that's how I was able to get it. It's not like I just picked up on these bank accounts when I was traveling back and forth recently. I had those during the time when I was actually physically living there and I could open a bank account. And until this day, I still maintain those 2 bank accounts. But with World Remit, for me, I can send money via credit card, via bank, my own bank here in the United States, to myself in a place like the Philippines. Or you can send it to remittance places like your Palawan Expresses, your Cebuanas, and Cebuana Lawilier. I've always had a hard time pronouncing that shit. But you can send money to yourself to those particular outlets as well, if you're not really want to use Western Union. Western Union is still pretty good. I don't see an issue with Western Union. I actually do have a PayPal account that's set up to send money to my bank account to me via PayPal and stuff, but I don't like using PayPal anymore because they've been a little shifty on their shit lately, and they've been really costing me an arm, a leg, a foot, and half a testicle whenever I wanted to send money to myself to those accounts. So that's why I utilize World Remit. And yeah, it's able to, I just use my credit card that way as well. Do I have $20,000 access? Not quite, but I do have access to money just in case shit hits the fan, right? And if you don't physically have access to that money yourself, make sure you have a partner or a friend or somebody you could rock with, somebody you could rely on that could actually send that money to you if you do need additional funding. Again, I tell all my first-time travelers, no matter how much you prepare, chances are you likely gonna spend a little bit more money than you probably planned on spending, right? It's your first time, man. Dude, I'm telling you, my first time to the Philippines, man, like by myself, I realized how I could, manipulate and budget like I want to, but it never really works out that way. Like, it's not something that you think about it and you feel it's going to work out the exact way. So for me, it's always good to have access to additional cash if necessary. All right. My man, what's good with you, bro? He says, Dr. Mike, do you know whatever happened to Bruce and Yuri? I absolutely do not know. Unfortunately, it seems as though, as far as YouTube wise, you're not hearing a lot of traction or a little bit of information about them. I have had conversations with friends outside, no, on YouTube, but not on YouTube about it. And I've heard some things, but like I said, I can't really confirm or deny anything about what I've heard. So kind of just gonna keep it at that. But I do pray that everything is going well with them. Shout out to my man Mike. What's up with you, brother? He says I'm big on Litecoin and Uniswap for crypto. Litecoin and Solana for me. I'm probably the biggest advocate for Cardano, and that's not going to change, ADA. But Litecoin, Sol, I do keep pretty decent amounts of that as well. So Mike's about to make it official in 15 days. That's what's up, man. Make sure you have enough fun for the both of us, sir. Make sure you have enough fun for the both of us. World Remit is, I think World Remit, there is no other service that I would ever use other than World Remit, unless I'm using a PayPal or something to send money to myself. If you're not on World Remit, y'all need to get on it. Y'all need to get on that, because that's like one of the easiest things to use, in my opinion. My man says I'm in Thailand, but we will head back to the Philippines. It seems like the Philippines is getting back to some sort of normalcy, y'all. It feels as though a lot of travelers are now like, yeah, man, it's time to get back to the Philippines now. It's time to get back. Even though Thailand is always going to be at the top of a lot of guys' list. What other places have I been hearing foreigners travel to the most? It just seems like Thailand, Philippines. Not too many people talking about Vietnam or Cambodia and places like that, which I kind of feel they are the long lost places in the Southeast Asian region that a lot of people ain't talking about. Of course, you know, Japan, every now and again, people still rocking with Japan. But for me, man, I honestly believe Vietnam would be my next location. Actually, I'm lying. If I could travel today, it would be South Korea. So I could go see my brother, my OG, triple OG, OG, triple. Yes, it would be South Korea for me. But if we were doing a group trip, me, my dad, and my brother and stuff, probably be Vietnam. Hands down, to be Vietnam, because not too many people are talking about Vietnam, and I think Vietnam is coming through, you know, rental wise, budget wise. I do believe that Vietnam is coming through a whole lot better than Thailand and the Philippines is. Granted, whatever your reason for traveling, if it's for women or whatever, might be a little bit difficult because, you know, language barrier and all that jazz, but just for going to visit, just to see the place, I do believe Vietnam is one of those overlooked spots. Cambodia as well. I'm not sure exactly what type of experiences you guys are looking for, like I said, but you know, I think those will be at the top of my list. Definitely South Korea and then Vietnam. There is a limit, and I'm blocked on Western Union. Oh, Charles, I know you be sending too much money, man. You know damn well you can't be going to them remittance centers and trying to pick up as much money as you probably sending, bro. Hey, yo, Devontae, bro, you are 100% correct. The U.S. dollar is kicking major ass. Last time I checked, we were at like 54. Actually, I'm lying. My young lady told me we were at 54 to the dollar. I'm like, God dang, bro, we killing it now. I haven't seen 54 to the dollar in the Philippines since the first time I traveled there. I mean, about the duration of my time in the Philippines, it was roughly about the 40s region, 40, 45, maybe 40, 49, if we were lucky. During my entire stay there. When I first officially visited there, it was 55, 56. That was about 2005, I believe, like 2004, 2005. You know, that was when it was really at its height. You know, but to see it back at 54, man, I'm thinking about just buying some pesos just to have it. You know, just to have some pesos on deck. But, you know, just to put a little bit in the bank account, even though I'm not really there yet. But again, guys, like I said, man, can't complain. So when we go to sell it, if it does drop a little bit, you know, we can make a little bank on that. But even though that's just neither here nor there. All right, neither here nor there. But yeah, man, the situation with all of our other fellow YouTubers out there, I can't be on it like that. But like I said, I hear things because people talk and people tell me shit. But whether I can confirm it if it's legit or not, rather than me come on here talk about, yo, you want to hear what I heard and spreading rumors and shit, I'd rather just not. That shit don't seem kosher for me. But like I said, people talk and maybe the news will come out and we could talk about it then. He said, I just use a travel friendly debit card. So many debit cards reimburse ATM fees. True that. Not against that at all. I mean, people are really big on Charles Schwab. That seems to be their thing, the Schwab. Charles Schwab seems to be what a lot of people are utilizing nowadays in reference to travel cards, whether it be a debit or credit. All right. My man, Mr. Smith, what's up with you, bro? Good to see you here. He said, I say $20,000, I believe, just in case you have a medical issue and your insurance company does not want to pay. I agree 100%, man. You got to have as much money as humanly possible when it comes to what I would like to refer to as a line of credit. That's the best way for me to look at it. When it comes through like a line of credit or having available credit for you to be able to have funds if shit hits the fan, you can never have enough of that. Right? Just because you have it available to you doesn't necessarily mean that you actually have to use it. Right? So for that 20 bands, I can see it. And, nowadays it's almost impossible, impossible for you to even travel without travel insurance right now. I honestly believe that a lot of places won't even take you without travel insurance. And if I remember correctly, you guys can correct me if I am wrong, the Philippines is requiring people to have travel insurance more specifically because of the whole COVID situation, a travel insurance that covers you for COVID. I believe that's exactly what is required for us foreigners to travel into the Philippines. If that is not correct, please let me know. I just believe that is true. But yeah, hopefully no need for major surgeries, y'all. Please be safe. Again, your health is your wealth, y'all, and you can never know what type of health issues you can find yourself in abroad. So please make sure you do take care of yourself there. In the meantime, in between time, all right? I see we got 16 in the building, man. I appreciate all 16 y'all coming through, showing love to the good doc. Y'all know the rules, man. Y'all make sure y'all caress, molest, and distress yourself all over that like button. It wants it, it needs, most definitely has to have it. If you guys want to support in any capacity, please feel free to do so. But like I said, I'm happy and blessed y'all choose to come through, spend a little bit of time with the boy today. Now and then. Let's get back to it. What's up, Jamal? Appreciate you locking in, brother. He says, I want one of those raiding hats from Vietnam, bro. Yeah, those hats are pretty dope. I ain't gonna cap. The one that's made out of, I think it's bamboo, bro. I don't know what it's made out of, but that shit do look tight though. I just want to have some experiences and shit. I think it'll be dope. Shout out to my man Reggie Dallas. What's good with you, bro? Vietnam doesn't have a friendly visa policy, and the people are a bit more conservative. That I do agree with. That I have heard. That the people are a bit more conservative in their approach, especially when it comes to dealing with foreigners and stuff like that. But the visa policy, I haven't looked up on it or brushed up on it. So yeah, you might be right on that one. It just seems like a place to be though, man. I think that if you can get past it, that might be a spot though. That's all I'm saying. One of those hidden gems. But I think you do have to leave the country to get a renewal of a visa. I think I heard something to that effect. My man says, yeah, the dollar is rising a lot in a lot of places. Only developing nations that I see it went down as only developing places that you saw it go down was in Paraguay and Indonesia, and it wasn't that large. Indonesia is also a spot that I don't hear a lot of people talk about either. I think Indonesia is a very beautiful place. And luckily for me, my young lady speaks Bisayan, and from what I heard, the Indonesian language is damn near almost exactly the same as Bisayan, so we may not have too much of an issue. Or at least my Indonesian friends who traveled to Davao, went to school with me, was able to speak Bisayan with the quickness. So I assume the languages are a bit closer in nature. Maybe I'm wrong, but I do believe that is true. CJ, what's up with you, man? He said been stacking up on the Ethereum. Okay, these are good prices. They truly, truly are. Ethereum is definitely one to get to. Like I should have said Ethereum because, of course, after Bitcoin, it is Ethereum. Like I said, I've been focusing on Sol and Litecoin a little bit myself. But, again, I don't necessarily have to be a millionaire once this shit starts to turn. I just want to get my piece of the pie. That's all I am. I ain't greedy, but I definitely want to put some money on some shit so that we get paid out of this shit for sure, for sure. Capital One debit card doesn't charge foreign transaction fees. Good. See, and I think these cards that you guys are bringing up are fucking awesome. The thing about it is, personally, for me, I don't need it. But again, for all of my brethren who are looking to travel, for all of my brothers who are looking to make these moves, these may be the cards to have. Capital One debit card. I think a Charles Schwab is pretty friendly. I'm not sure about any of the other ones. If you guys got any other cards that you think would be awesome to just look into. All right. I'm not telling you, yo, you need to go get this shit, son. You need to go get it. You need to go get it. I'm not telling y'all to do that. I'm just saying look into it if you're looking to travel so that you have an available line of credit to yourself, just in case you actually need it. All right. But yeah, Capital One, I've heard good things about Capital One in general, so they probably hit different as well. He says they got rid of so there's no need for the travel insurance anymore. Well, damn. That goes to show you how late I am to the game, y'all. So travel insurance is no more of a need. Touche. Hey, to each their own. I thought it was still a thing. Like I said, man, if it doesn't require it, trust me, I ain't about to go spend the money to get it. Sadly, travel insurance is no longer needed in Thailand, the Philippines, and Cambodia, you believe. I don't think that's a sad thing. I think that's awesome. But I do believe personally, for yourself and your own peace of mind, you should get it. Maybe it's not required, but I do believe for your own peace of mind, it is good to at least have access to some of that travel insurance for sure. All right, George, appreciate the super chat, my brother. He says, Doc, is the government or instruction? I'm sorry, Doc, is the government or instructional better in Thailand than the Philippines? Are you telling me, the government infrastructure? Probably Thailand. I'm not even going to lie. I haven't been to Thailand, y'all. Full disclosure, I've never set foot on Thailand, but I have a lot of friends who have been there, and they're very consistent with the things that they say about Thailand. And I do believe that the government infrastructure or the structure in general, I do believe that in Thailand, it is a whole lot better than it is in the Philippines. Again, that's no knock on the Philippines. I just believe that Thailand is ahead of the game in those particular areas. And government infrastructure could be anything from how they utilize sidewalks or those who have disabilities like handicap entries and shit like that, the ramps or whatnot. I'm talking about all the way down to the basics, to the top. I do believe that as far as infrastructure is concerned, I would put that in Thailand for sure. I think their infrastructure is a whole lot better. That doesn't mean that the Philippines is not trying to improve. I just believe that Thailand has done far more, in my opinion, than the Philippines in reference to building up the infrastructure and making it travel friendly and whatnot. If you think about it, if any of you guys have ever been to Manila it just feels weird. Manila is one of those places. I love it when I'm there, but when I'm in Davao, I can't wait to get back to Davao because Manila is not my place. Davao is my place, right? But when I go to Manila, I like it for short periods of time. And the reason I like it, but I don't like it is because it's cramped. Y'all may not get this vibe when you're there. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But when you lived in other areas, you start to realize something about Manila. Manila is very packed in. It's cramped. It's buildings on top of buildings on top of buildings on top of buildings. Like they build fucking condos in the smallest places, the smallest square meterage lots I've ever seen in my life. And they build them all the way up, y'all. They just keep building straight up. So for me, I just feel cramped when I'm in there. And it really does give you a city feel. Pollution and all of that shit, it's all there. And that's the only gripe I ever had with Manila is because of that. Again, a lot of places are close by, but the problem is dealing with the traffic to get to those places. That's a pain in the ass as well. So that has always been my only gripe with Manila. And like I said, I do believe that, with all of these builders and developers and people coming from foreign countries, we got Indian investors, Chinese investors, like a whole bunch of different investors coming in and building these places, that it becomes overwhelming at times. The only place where I feel like it's popping and is bona fide is Bonifacio Global City. Like that place is something else. That place is not like any other place I've ever been to in Manila. And anybody who's ever been there will tell you the exact same thing. That's the only place where I feel the air seems a little bit cleaner, feels a little bit more comfortable and shit like that as well. But it just depends on how the government is taking care of the people and taking care of what they're looking to build in these areas. I mean, they're still building up malls and stuff like that. There's probably like 100 plus malls probably in the Manila area as we speak. But it's a lot, y'all. It's a lot. It's definitely a lot. Vince, what's up, man? He said, my first trip to the Philippines, I went to San Carlo. And after being back in America for 2 days, I bought another ticket back. I advise bring up multiple debit cards, especially USAA. It refunds ATM charges as well. I am also a current USAA member via my dad's military service, but I do like USA as well. USAA is very protective. And I'm just saying this from what I experienced, yo. I've used USAA cards. I traveled to South Carolina and USAA blocked my damn card because I wasn't in the state that I said that my card was originally in. So, they're really good about protecting you and blocking you. As long as you let them know that you're traveling or that you're going to be out of the country and where you're going, they'll make sure that you have access to your card. So yeah, I do agree. USA is a dope thing, but if you don't have the military access or to be able to open up a thing, it's not the end of the world for sure. Noble Hunt, what's up, man? He says, man, let's go to the Philippines and hit the Sir, you know what? I wish I could partake in said activities, but you know what's up, man. Y'all do y'all thing. Anyways, he says, I think some don't go to Indonesia because it's an Islamic country, and it also some of the rules are strict, and what you can do by law isn't practiced. I get it. I mean, like I said, Indonesia, I think it's a beautiful country, right? We're not just talking about Bali, the beach area. No, I think other areas in Indonesia are pretty dope as well. Like I said, it depends on what you're looking for, man. It depends on what you're looking to get out of your vacation or out of your trips. I can't tell you what to do with your trips, man, but as long as you know what you got in mind, do your thing. All right, yo, we got 18 in the building. I see all 18 of y'all locking in. Appreciate it. Y'all know the rules, man. If you haven't already dropped your like, come on now. Don't leave the good dot playing, all right? Don't leave me hanging. If you haven't already dropped your like, I'd appreciate that. When again, if you guys want to support in any capacity, please feel free to do so. But like I said, happy and blessed y'all choose to come through, spend a little bit of time with the boy today. It's been a minute, but I'm glad that I'm able to, sit down and holler at my people, man. It feels like a long time coming. All right, so I'll try to make sure I do more of this after I finish up with my summer school shit, so we can have a little bit more fun. All right. He says, oh, we already did that one. All right, so my man said they don't go because it's an Islamic country. I can see that being truthful. He said, I felt like that with my layover in Manila. I felt more peaceful in Davao. Bro, it's just cramped in there, man. That shit's like, it just felt weird. And this is me going back and forth. Now, again, my dad has a beautiful place there, man. It overlooks the city. It's nice. I can't lie to you. It's definitely a good place to go and visit. But for me, I can't see myself living in a place like Manila. I can't. No matter how much stuff is available to me, I personally cannot see myself living in Manila long term. And I can poll the audience as we speak. And I probably will do this one day soon. But I could probably poll the audience, and most of them probably wouldn't say that they would live in Manila. I mean, when you have places like Iloilo or Cebu City, Davao City, San Carlos, Dumaguete, even if you don't like the place, there are people who would choose to live there as well. When you have all of these places, Puerto Plata, I think that's right. My bad. I can't remember the place. But anyways, y'all know when you have all of these other beautiful places that don't necessarily have it so crowded, it feels like a whole lot like a much better vibe when you're able to actually get out and, see places, right? Cebu, the area surrounding it has a lot of options, right? A lot of fucking options. Again, it does depend on what you deem safe and what you don't deem safe in reference to the places that you choose to live. But I do believe that there is a lot more to offer outside of Manila, and a lot of foreigners are getting it. But then again, like I said, Manila transitions definitely straight into a place like Angeles City, and we're just not going to go there. We know that if it ain't Manila, it seems to be a place like AC, but, hey, to each their own, man, to each their own. He said Thailand is a drama and the Philippines is a comedy series when it comes to infrastructure. So is Thailand better than the Philippines? That's just a personal. That's I'm just saying. I believe personally Thailand's a little bit better, but maybe you know. I know you know more than me. Like I said, my eyes haven't physically, set a visual for what Thailand was like. I haven't physically been there yet, but like I said, I've heard things, and I do believe that what I've heard has been consistent about what people believe to be accurate about Thailand and places like that. He said Manila is definitely dirty. I hate to say it that way, but there are far more cleaner places in the Philippines to visit. Cagayan de Oro, man, that is a sleeper of a place. My wife refuses to go to Cagayan de Oro. Don't know why. She fights me on it all. I know if I tell her I want to go there, she's looking at me crazy right now. I don't know why you would fight me on Cagayan. Why? They got whitewater rafting and shit. Even though we don't do no water. Never mind. I don't want to do the water shit. But I'm just saying, they have good things. I believe if it wasn't Davao for me, it would be Cagayan. But if it wasn't Davao for us, it would probably be Cebu. Fucking Cebu. No Cebu either? What we got? If it wasn't Davao, where would we be? Honestly. If it wasn't Davao, where would we be? I'm asking my wife. Hold on. For you, if it was us, where would we be? I'll let her think about that. Myron, what's up with you, man? He says, what are the best months to visit Davao? If you want to be a part of like the festivities and all the shit that goes on in Davao, man, they got Araw ng Davao. Babe, that's in March, right? Araw ng Davao is March. Yeah. Araw ng Davao is March and Karayawan is August. August. I'm just, huh? March to August is the best months. Yeah. September to December is Christmas. Come on now. You can never go wrong in the Philippines during Christmas time. September through December is Christmas time. So between March and August, those are the two months where major festivals are popping. Araw ng Davao and Karayawan. Karayawan's more of it's a dope festival. So if you're ever there in August, catch it. Araw ng Davao is in March. The day of Davao is what it translates to. It's also a great festival time too, man. A lot going on. So those are the 2 months that I would recommend. But if you stay anywhere between March and August, those should be pretty dope times as well. All right, 14 in the building, man. If you haven't dropped your like, drop your like. The Airbnb in Manila is cheap, but you can find a decent apartment for about $200. Sounds about right. Every Airbnb we stayed at, well, actually, no, the one over in where was that? Saint Temesa? Near Saint Temesa? That was cheap. That one that was high up when we went over there, that one was only like $17 a night, I think. Yeah, that was about $17 a night. So you can find decent ones. You got to look for it, of course. Like, you don't be bullshitting. Like, you got to really look for it. And during the travel seasons, like during the time where motherfuckers really be traveling, like for us, it would be during the summertime, June and shit. You can expect those times to be booked out. Like, you can expect most of those Airbnbs to be booked out. Trust me, I tried, right? So you got to make sure you're on top of that. June, July and stuff, whenever I was looking, the last time I came in July of 2019, I think. June 2019. It was hard to find an Airbnb that I was satisfied with, right? Something that was within a range I was comfortable with spending, and also, in a good area. Always with me, I got to be near a mall just in case I need a quick place to eat. That's me. Those are probably like areas that you'll probably find people booking up the most, and they book them out for like weeks at a time and stuff. So you got to be able to get on that stuff quick. I mean, that's just with anywhere that you're choosing to go, though, for sure. But you probably can find a decent apartment for $200, but you got to look for that. Like, you really got to be you don't even necessarily have to be there to look for it, but you really got to be on top of that if you're looking to stay for long periods of time. Me, at the moment, I was like, man, no more than 2 weeks in one space until I got the Davao. That was pretty much my vibe. No more than at least a couple weeks in one place until it was time for me to get to Davao. Because at that time, I was booking my Davao places out for about 3 weeks, 4 weeks at a time. A woman in Kansas City wants me to meet her for a while. He said, I won't go because of how congested Manila is. Hey, man, like I said, bro, open your mind a little bit, man. Give it a chance. Like, if she want to kick it with you and chill, give it a chance at least. I mean, Davao's a whole lot better, and it'll always be better than me. Davao is home for life for me. Like, there's no other place I see myself living at because that's me. But I wouldn't mind, giving it a couple days. If you feel comfortable, stay a couple more days. If she got her own spot, even better, because you ain't got to pay for shit. If she got a place to stay, hey, that's what's up. Jay, 100%, bro. I'm not a fan of Christmas time in the Philippines either, bro. September to December, that's tough. It's a lot of Christmas, y'all. And they're very aggressive about their Christmas, man. Everywhere you go. Whatchamajigga, the Christmas trees are up, all playing them damn Christmas songs for 3 months straight. And what's my man's name? Jose, what's the name? Jose Marie Chan. If you guys are not familiar with them, ask your significant others about Jose Marie Chan. This motherfucker be popping up at malls just singing all the Christmas songs. He is a Christmas legend in the Philippines. Jose Marie Chan. Ask your girl about Jose Marie Chan. If you're not familiar with it, know your mans, know your Philippine history, and know that this guy is no joke. Jose Marie Chan is like I call him the Christmas legend, because this motherfucker just be coming around Christmas time and then disappears the entire year. You don't hear nothing from this man until it's Christmas time. Ask anybody Filipino about Jose Marie Chan, and they'll be able to. He is the king of Philippine Christmas songs, no doubt. And they make these memes about him. Maybe the memes would be something else. He'd be warming up his shit. It'd be too much, man. And it's like an inside joke. You wouldn't know about it unless you actually paid attention to it. But this dude's awesome, man. He'd be popping up at malls and shit, just singing. It's different. But yeah, do your Philippine history on Jose Marie Chan. Is that Salai? Close to CDO has some great fishing. My friends and I have been going twice a week and never strike out. Hey man, touche. All right. Is Philippine big on workspaces? You got to be more specific about what that means. I had no unearthly idea. You said, is the Philippines big on workspaces? I'm trying to figure out what that means. Because, he says, be careful. I had roaches in a skyscraper in Manila. Gotta be careful in Manila. Oh, yeah, man. They're going to be, roaches, man. They hit all levels, bro. Luckily, we didn't have any of those experiences in our setup at the time. Not saying that they weren't there. They just was in hiding long term. But, good thing. Good thing there weren't. But they do be there. But the skyscraper Manila video that I put up whenever I set up my playlist, I mean, that was one that we stayed at. It was real cheap. Come on, man. Don't troll me, man. Come on, man. You know I'm sensitive, bro. My man says, how's my head shiny even in the dark? That's because the light that's coming down here. You see it? Yeah, man. I can't help it, bro. It's like God shining His light on me, man. I'm Gucci. I appreciate it, though. He says, I'm looking to possibly retire at Davao. I am a musician. I know your wife plays the guitar. Could you possibly direct me to some musicians there? Sure. Matina Town Square, or we should say Duterte Town Square. Now, there's a place in Davao that we do go to every now and again. It's called Matina Town Square. They have live bands there all the time. And it's a good vibe. Whenever we go, I like it. I enjoy it. But you should check it out. That's where a lot of the musicians hang out for the live bands and all of that stuff. I mean, there's a lot of different like small clubs and shit that also do like a little live band and whatnot. But we're kind of favored towards Matina Town Square because that shit's damn near every day it feels like. But definitely over the weekend, you can definitely find that. But yeah, I would say Matina Town Square. My man Jamal says roaches are everywhere in the Philippines. They are all over at Essemecoland. I believe that to be true as well. co-working spaces for digital nomads, just in case you lose power at your place. They got co-working spaces. Yes, they do. I never use them, of course. Luckily, I never had to, but yes, they do have those available. I know some places, some hubs that I've walked past, but I can't remember the name of them. But I'm pretty sure there are quite a few of those out now, and I think they are catering more towards people who are digital nomads or people who work from home or people who utilize their computer to do their jobs. They do somewhat have spaces created for the creators, right? Or people who are involved in those particular lifestyle choices, or the ones, the ones that choose to do that for a living. So they do have those spaces available. Are they big on it? I do believe there's more than one building that caters to that particular crowd. So yeah, we'll give them credit where credit is due. My man says, if you don't like roaches or rats, man, the Philippines is not for you. I just swept up 2 of them on my floor. I don't understand these things. He said my place stays clean. They're going to, you know what, man? You can't win. Like I said, ants, roaches. 2 damn things you are guaranteed to come across in the Philippines. Don't leave food on the table. Trust me, them ants will get to it, and you'll be like, where the fuck did they come from? Like, you won't even know. They just like that. Right? Ants, roaches, definitely. I haven't had rat problems ever in any place that I've ever lived, any place that I've ever Airbnb'd. I cannot remember one time I've had a rat issue, but ants and roaches, oh man, that shit like second nature, bro. Like if you're gonna eat at restaurants, especially outside, I've had issues like that, and roaches just be crawling all over the table and shit. And I'd be looking around like, is anybody going to say something? But trust me, these food places are not FDA insured. They don't get fucking graded based on a 100-point scale like they do in the United States and shit. So you kind of just got to eat with them, brush the shits off the table and get them out your face. Pretty much the only way you're going to survive in the Philippines is if you overlook the minor shit. Talk about the cockroaches and shit, especially when you're eating outdoors. If you're eating in buildings and stuff like that, yeah, I think you have a right to complain. But all they're gonna do is kill it right in front of you, wipe it off the table, and be like, "Hey, just let it go. just don't act like you didn't see it." I think in Davao they do have some co-working spaces. In Davao, I've seen a couple. I'm not gonna say it's a big deal, but I do believe that they are trying to cater to them. I'm not sure about other places in the Philippines, but Davao has a couple. Like I said, it's not like a big industry. Like, oh, you're going to be able, you could possibly build your own co-working hub space. How many people are going to utilize it? It's a good question. You can build it, but will they come? Yeah, y'all know the phrase, if you build it, they will come. Not always the truth. You can build it, but you're not sure who's actually going to utilize it, right? Yeah, and a lot of co-working hub spaces, they don't market themselves at all. Like they don't let people know of their fucking existence. So if I don't know that you exist, how the heck am I supposed to go to you? How can I utilize your space for any period of time, right? So, that's something it's a business. I believe that it's an opportunity for somebody who really wants to make it happen. Most people will go to your internet cafes and call it a day. But if you have high-speed internet, if your shit really about that, if your shit is really good, they would recommend people come to you. Now, again, are you catering to your digital nomads? Are you catering to the people who live this particular lifestyle, travel on the fly? If that's the case, how you market it will definitely play a major part. How you market it will definitely play a major part. All right. Most spaces are for call centers. That's true. A lot of space like that are set up for call centers to be able to operate. I agree. Like I said, if you want to be the one to set up the opportunity for foreign digital nomads and you market it the right way, I got this space. If you want to work from here, you can stay here as long as you want to. If you keep it open 24 hours a day, all you have to do is make sure the internet's working and make sure people pay somebody to catch the pay whenever they use it and shit. It might not be such a bad business, but again, if you build it, will they come? Right? Something you got to think about. He says, so it's hard to find a hotel in Manila without cockroaches. Let me not say that. Let me not say that because y'all gonna think everywhere you go is gonna be cockroach filled. Not quite. I've been in places that have been clean that I have not had cockroach issues. But I will say that the majority of the places are likely to have those problems, right? I've seen it in some of the best places, but it's not impossible. You know, I don't want you to think that you're going to have to think about dealing with cockroaches 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, everywhere you choose to go. But I don't want you to think that you're not going to come across these problems every now and again, right? That's the best way for me to put it. I don't want you to think that you're going to be able to just slide in and you ain't going to never deal with roaches and shit. It's not going to always be in your place and in your space where you're choosing to lay your head at night. But you know, you just gotta be careful. Hey, can of Raid ain't never killed no human being, man. Just go to your nearest pharmacy or whatever, get you a can of Bygone, get you some Raid, and call it a day. Spray them when you see them, and just let it go. I hate to say it that way, but that's the safest way to look at it. He said, I'd rather deal with ants. He said, them cockroaches be big as hell, man. That's true. He said, I'm from Indiana, and ours are small without wings. I get the big ones with the wings here in Carolina, man. Big with wings. How do you guys not bring them back in your luggage? See, I hate it when we bring up the roach conversation because everybody's gonna believe, oh my God, I'm gonna be dealing with roach problems 99.9% of the times, right? I got you. It's not depending on where you go, man, you got to deal with them. I'll say that. But what I want you to understand is you don't have to sit there and think that every place you book is going to be roach infested, right? And to keep them from, getting in your bag and shit like that, I used to keep mines it was elevated on a chair. And a lot of people would be like, man, they can still get into it. That's true. But I kept my luggage bag zipped up and I kept my shit kind of wrapped. In any place where I felt uncomfortable or felt like roaches could get into my shit, I just used to keep my bag wrapped. I know it sounds crazy, but you just got to be careful. And I've never really had issues with bringing them back anywhere. I've never had problems with that. But yeah, that's a tough one, bro. I don't want you to get freaked out about it, but it can happen. Did I get a 6-pack of what? You talk about my video? Oh yeah, she was not happy with me. I've been drinking Coke lately. That was my downfall. Coke and fucking energy drinks overall, period. Not to mention, I love fruit. So, all the natural sugars and shit, that didn't help me at all either. So yeah, that time she was not vibing with me at all. So what we do, we change over all of our drinks to 0 calories, 0 sugar shits, which are not bad. The little sachets and shit, and we're just moving from there, right? We're trying to change up our eating habits and shit, and one that doesn't require me to be drinking on sodas a lot. So yeah. Oh, Doc got scolded, bro. Did you see the look? The look in the video said it all, man. She was not feeling me that day. He said, that's why I only ate at Burger King. Burger King is dirty in America, but pretty clean abroad. True. I'm a KFC guy, but can't do nothing with it. My man says, roaches never killed anybody. You'll definitely get over it. You got to remember, our first world brethren, the first time coming to the Philippines, they see cockroaches, they go ham. But like I said, it's just not that bad. It's not as bad as I think people make it out to be. Are they there? 100%. But is it as bad? I don't think so. He said, I wouldn't make it a business in the Philippines. It's too restrictive, just like their land rights for foreigners. That's one of few things I don't like, but they make other things so easy there. Oh, yeah, man, you can't own land like that. I mean, without going through some hoops, owning some businesses and shit. Maybe that'll help you, but yeah, it's not always the easiest way to handle business, but it is what it is, man. For me, co-working spaces appear to be geared towards displaced call center agents outside of major cities like Davao and Cebu. Damn. Hey, man, well, look, if I got clientele, I mean, if it was a business I was looking, then those would be the people I cater to. A lot of people may go, a lot of people may not go. Again, it's just, I guess it's just the way we view the opportunity, man. It's the way we view the opportunity. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you guys got any more comments, questions, or concerns, but I don't plan on being on much longer. Doc's got to go ahead and get to getting. But I hope you guys enjoyed the live show. Again, if you did, you know what to do, man. Make sure you drop a like. For anybody who catches this on a replay, thank you guys for showing up and showing out and making it to this particular part of the video. Y'all know what I do, man, before I leave. Got to make sure I shout out all of my people. Shout out to all my silent partners out there. Y'all know who you are. The ones that sit in the background and just listen to enjoy, just that, partake in the conversation. I love y'all. Y'all help this channel out more than you will ever know. So we appreciate you 100,000%. To all of my brethren out there who participate in the chat, keep the good doc on his toes, man. I appreciate you. All the comments, the concerns, and all the conversation, man. Again, that's what the open Q&A is all about. It's not about having a set regiment of things to talk about, but just enough for us to be able to, converse about some things, and hopefully somebody out there gained some sort of knowledge, got some entertainment out of it, or whatever. Right? Because I know plenty of you guys who show up are already knowledgeable about Philippine shit, so y'all don't need me for anything. But just in case there is a little tidbit of information that was thrown out there that maybe I didn't know anything about, or that you guys did, and you educated me on that one, highly appreciated, and vice versa. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what y'all doing right now, but you know what time it is. For me, it's time for the good doc to go and get to getting. So, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, the good doc is officially out. At least Nako, which means I am going now. Now, bye-bye. As always, love you guys. Sincerely do. Makita. Bye-bye. Peace.